as I leave you with the Senate committee, which is meeting Cabinet Secretary for IC and digital economy, that information, communication and digital economy, Honorable Eliud Owalo, and the chairperson of the Council of Governors, that is Madam Anne Waiguru, to deliberate on the state of the ICT sector in the country and the implementation status of ICT in county functions to improve service delivery. With that, thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a blessed afternoon ahead.
The digital superhighway and the creative economy is a standalone thematic area. And it was deemed so because in the wisdom of the authors of that plan, ICT is not just an enabler of all the facets of the Kenya Kwanza plan, but it is also a critical success factor for government moving forward. So in that regard, and informed by our mandate, as a ministry, there are fundamental programs by way of priority that we are expected to implement or execute as follows. One, we are expected to roll out 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable so that those parts of the country that had not been connected get access to reliable and stable internet. In the same vein, a key cog of our digital superhighway is to establish and operationalize a total of 25,000 Wi-Fi hotspots spread evenly all over the country. And in this regard, our priority areas is the markets, the bus stops, institutions of higher learning, and more so those areas where we can leverage on internet for purposes of e-commerce, because that is really the frontier moving forward. The other fundamental program that we are expected to undertake is the establishment and operationalization the digital hubs. We did start, ladies and gentlemen, with the establishment of the digital hubs in the TVETs as a matter of priority because we already had the infrastructure within the TVETs. But moving forward now, working together with honorable members of parliament, we want to set up a total of 1,450 digital hubs spread evenly all over the country. The import of this is that we will be able to establish a digital hub in each and every ward in this country. A total of 1,450 digital hubs. Our primary objective is to do digital skilling for the youth in this space. But our ultimate objective is to ensure that leveraging on technology, having facilitated acquisition of the digital skills, we connect the youth to global technological companies by way of digital jobs. The next frontier, ladies and gentlemen, is the digitalization of government services. In our view, to enhance efficiency and effectiveness in service delivery by government, we no longer need to operate through manual processes. That is why, in earnest, we have embarked on the process of digitalizing government services. There is also the aspect of digital entrepreneurship. How do we promote entrepreneurship within the digital space while leveraging on technology? That is another area of focus. Then finally, all that we are doing, and against recognition of the fact that we have got dynamism in the operational environment in the ICT sector, we need to look at our legal, policy, and regulatory framework so that it is in tandem with developments in the operational environment, so that everything that we are doing is anchored on a sound policy, legal, and regulatory framework. That is what we are expected to undertake within the ICT space overall. On the BT side, again, we have got certain fundamental areas of focus. We want to revitalize the operations of the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. We want to revitalize the operations of the Postal Corporation. In the same vein, we want to re-engineer the operations of the Kenya News Agency and the Government Advertising Agency so that they can operate at optimal capacity utilization levels in line with their mandate. Against this background, ladies and gentlemen, let me now espouse, by way of a status update, the journey that we have walked so far. So I'll start with the fiber connectivity. Our target is 100,000 kilometers of fiber. And in this regard, our proposition is that as government, we are going to roll out 52% of that fiber and leave the rest, 48%, to the private sector. As we speak, we have managed over the past 1 year or so to roll out 8,743 kilometers. That number looks reason. When we came into government, we had a challenge of funding for a start. When we unlocked the funding, we faced certain bureaucratic red tapes in the course of procurement, which also made us lose quite a bit of time. But from the time we onboarded the contractors, I believe there were 16 contractors, we have managed to do a total of 8,743 kilometers. That fell short of our annual target. Based on lessons learned over the past 1 year, honorable members, we have decided to rejig the implementation model for the fiber rollout. What we have done is now to leverage on the existing capacity and infrastructure within government so that we fast track the rollout of the fiber. As we speak, we have managed to contract by way of direct procurement the Kenya Power and Lighting Company. Kenya Power has got its electricity transmission lines spread evenly all over the country. And informed by critical thinking, our proposition is that as opposed to digging down the ground to roll out fiber, let us leverage on the existing infrastructure of the Kenya Power and Lighting Company to equally roll out fiber. The net effect is that we are going to have the fiber up there along the existing electricity transmission lines. The net effect is that everywhere where there is a Kenya Power line, we are going to roll out the fiber line. Eventually, what it means, good people, is that if there is last mile connectivity of power to a given household, equally we are capable of having last mile connectivity. Arrangement is feasible for the following reasons. One, Kenya Power has got a critical mass of 300 contractors against the background of the 16 contractors that we were utilizing hitherto. Utilizing that capacity of the contractors within the ambit of Kenya Power procurement framework, as opposed to rolling out their 100,000 kilometers of fiber within a period of 5 years, we are now going to be able to roll out their 100,000 kilometers of fiber within a period of 2 years. So we will meet our targets within a very short period of time. Similarly, we will leverage on the existing infrastructure of Kenya Power as we roll out the fiber to also connect Wi-Fi hotspots. Everywhere where there is a transformer, a Kenya Power transformer and we roll out the fiber, we should also equally be able to have an internet hotspot. And we are targeting the markets, we are targeting the schools. Through this arrangement, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be able to connect fiber and internet to 100 institutions which have already been identified for this purpose. If that is the case, then it also means that through the connectivity to the 100,000 institutions, overshoot our target of the rollout of the 25,000 Wi-Fi hotspots. And this will stand us in very good state. So within a period of 2 years, for purposes of comfort, ladies and gentlemen, we shall have surpassed our target of rollout of the 100,000 kilometers of fiber. We shall have surpassed our target of rollout of the 25,000 Wi-Fi hotspots, and we are prioritizing those segments of the society that will have greater impact